Welcome back students. Today we will continue with the remaining topics of chapter 8. So let's start. Disequilibrium in balance of payment. It is a state when all receipt of a country is not equal to all payment made of the country. It can be surplus balance of payment and deficit balance of payment. In surplus balance of payment, all receipt is greater than all payment, that is net balance is positive. In deficit balance of payment, all receipt is less than all payment, that is net balance is negative. Next, causes behind deficit in balance of payment. Deficit in balance of payment is caused by a variety of factors. Point number 1 is huge development expenditure. When a drawback country starts various development schemes, often needs the import of machines, raw materials, etc. This raises the country's import bill and consequently its balance of payment becomes adverse. Point number 2 is population growth. A country with a high rate of growth of population often faces an adverse balance of payments. Point number 3, fall in exports due to change of taste, etc. The imports of a country depends on the foreign demand for the goods produced by the country. Sometimes, due to the reasons beyond the control of this country, the foreign demands fall. Point number 4, inflation. Inflation may also cause deficit in the balance of payments. Point number 5, change in the size of national income. Change in the national income of a country may also create deficit in the balance of payments. It is because that an increase in the national income leads to an increase in imports, which in turn creates a deficit in the country's balance of payments. Point number 6, change in foreign exchange rates. When the external value of the domestic currency goes up, imports become cheaper and exports dearer. Thus, imports are encouraged and exports discouraging, leading to deficit in balance of payments. Point number 7, increased debit burden. The developing countries of the world need to import capital largely in the form of portfolio investment to promote their development. This has created a large debit burden on account of debit service like interest. Point number 8, demonstration effect. Demonstration effect on the people of underdeveloped countries is also responsible for unfavorable balance of payments of many underdeveloped countries. People of underdeveloped countries try to imitate the consumption pattern, particularly with regard of luxuries like car, air conditioner, etc. of the people of developed countries. Next, national income identity for an open economy. An open economy presents innumerable opportunities for global investments and technological advancements as well. With increased trade and economic growth, what improves is the gross domestic product, that is GDP of the economy. This expression of GDP is called the national income identity for an open economy. Next, trade deficit, saving and investment. A healthy balance of trade plays an important role in sustaining the economy of a country. And a country's saving and investment plays an important role in maintaining this balance. A trade deficit occurs when a country's total imports exceeds its export. A trade surplus, on the other hand, occurs when a country's total exports outweigh its import. So, trade deficit represents a negative balance of trade. Saving and investment, both terms are closely related and important in macroeconomics. Saving refers to money left over after accounting for expenses. People generally use the term savings interchangeably with investment. Saving is the excess income after expenditure. Investment is the money earned back or intended for conversion into capital. Saving do not involve risks. On the other hand, investments are subject to a certain amount of risks. In economic terms, the saving and investment balance I equal to S refers to the balance of national savings and national investment, which is equal to the current account. According to the Keynes theory, an economy is in equilibrium only when saving is equal to investment. When savings translate into investments, capital is generated, and during trade deficit, this capital is of utmost importance and its drive economic growth. An increase in saving does not always indicate an increase in investment. That is where the equilibrium comes into play. savings should be deposited into intermediaries like banks and financial institutions so that they can be converted into investment for business. When an economy faces a trade deficit, the balance of saving and investments comes all the more important. So students, with these topics, chapter 8 ends. Thank you.